This is the Board of Library Trustees meeting at the Wareham Free Library. This is April 8th. We have present Nancy Rice and Wendy Young, Rich Wolverton, Jared Fredrickson, and Library Director Patrick Marshall, and Noah Sullivan, taping from Wareham Media. So the meeting is called to order at 6:05. Okay. And are there any announcements from anyone? No? I would ask for public comment, but there are no members of the public here, so we'll go right over that. We have reports from the Friends of the Library and the Library Foundation. The Friends of the Library met earlier today, and we had sign-up sheets for the April book sale. The April book sale is April 24th, 25th, and 26th, a Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Our March book sale was very successful. The first book sale of the year is always really big, and it followed suit, and it was a great day, great 3 days. So the Friends are getting ready for their April book sale. A flyer is going out. And the Friends are also have the duck race coming up, which is Sunday, May 18th, and the Friends are already selling ducks for the duck race. And that's always a fun event.
Are the ducks at the desk too, or just at?
I think they're at the front desk also.
At the desk and also at Makepeace Farms, and they'll be available at the book sale.
Yeah. Also, it's noted that the Friends recently donated $7,500 to the gift account for the town, for the library. So the Friends are always busy doing things. We still have book donations coming in. The book donation card is open. And that brings me to the Library Foundation. The foundation did not have a meeting with an agenda in April. They followed their practice of, they used their April meeting time to work on their annual appeal, going through a lot of envelope stuffing and stamping and addressing and getting out the annual appeal, the Bridge the Gap appeal. So they worked on their mailing at their April meeting. The foundation is also putting together their comedy night, which is unbelievable. May 2nd?
Yeah.
Okay, which is May 2nd. And they hope to have a good attendance. And they said, please attend to the trustees, so all of us who can will be there. Okay.
Where is it?
It's going to be at the Stone Path Malt on Kendrick Road.
Yeah.
On Kendrick Road.
And tickets.
Tickets are available.
Tickets and everything are available through the library website.
They're online. You can go to Funny for Funds to get them, but it's much easier to go to the library website if you want to do that and get the tickets. So that's what I'll do. So they worked on their annual meeting and their annual appeal, and the comedy night is in progress. Do any questions about any of the Friends and Foundation report? I think that covered everything I wanted to say. So that brings us then to approval of the meeting minutes from March 11th. Everyone had a chance to look at the minutes?
Did you want to suggest that we amend them to add submitted by?
To add what?
To add submitted by?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
We'll add submitted by.
I'm not motioning to accept my own minutes.
The motion to accept the minutes with the amendment of items submitted.
Respectfully
I'll second
submitted, okay. Is everyone in favor? Yes, okay. So we will, we have voted to approve the March 11th meeting minutes, okay?
Did you just second? Is that?
Yeah. That brings us to the director's report.
So you have the written report in front of you. I guess we'll just kind of go through things really quick. Staff are plugging along currently. March was a busy month. We'll get into that in a bit. But library usage, patron assistance is all good. There are no updates to report on the buildings and grounds. Municipal maintenance did come by and clean the yard and did a great job with that. And they have new staff member now that's coming over, doing some vacuuming and cleanup. So as always, we're appreciative of all that they do. Programs, the library has begun ramping up programs. Spring story hours, we've shifted them a little bit. The Tuesday night's now on Wednesday night, and instead of a Wednesday morning toddler time, it's been moved to Friday morning, and still retaining Thursday morning. If you kept up with all that, it's okay if you didn't, but the parents and caregivers and children sure have, because the numbers have been pretty high for that. The sensory story time with the Beyond School Time Learning, we had 65 participants. They'll be doing a kitchen concoctions in April. Sign-ups are available on that. That's already getting pretty well filled. Adult programs were lightly attended, though well received. We had in physical therapy, U from Buzzards Bay had a preventing sports injury presentation, and Sue Barachini did a photo organizing and kind of basically how to maintain your memories through pictures and all that. And we have a number of programs coming up this month, including a meditation program tomorrow night. We have a Turtle Talk on next Wednesday, and we have the author Wayne Miller coming on the 30th. And we also have a challenge trivia on Saturday the 26th, so that should be a good time. That's really rated for everybody, family, friends, co-workers, etc. Get your team together, and it's challenge trivia duels. And again, upcoming children's program, we do have Mr. Vinny's Shadow Puppets on the 22nd, so good stuff for April vacation. Let's see. And of course, the biggest program of them all, the Peeps Diorama Contest, is now currently going strong. Voting is taking place at the library. The town departments, I am grateful for, a number of them have also submitted dioramas as well, so the town departments have their own sort of contest going on right now. But if people get a chance, they should come in and take a look at them. They're fantastic work, whether it's a young kid, adult, or a town department. And then the votes will be counted. The town clerk has volunteered her time to make sure that the voting is official, above boards and everything else. So she'll be here on the 17th to count the ballots with me. Under the budget, we received our second state aid payment of just under $30,000. This is the funding that the library gets for being a certified public library in the Commonwealth. Our total for this fiscal year will be just shy of, or just over $59,000, which is mostly used for library materials, your books, your e-books, etc. So that's exciting to get that, to know that we're doing well there. In other, we do have a former archivist who will be coming to start a monthly genealogy program beginning on May the 1st, I think, is Thursday at 1 o'clock. We're going to try to get that going. She's going to help people get started and how to do their genealogy. We're excited about that. Town meeting, of course, will be on April 28th. And we'll be working to finalize the summer program schedule and hopefully get that out for the public soon. There's something else. So within your packet, you have going with the budget. We met with the Finance Committee back in mid-March to go over the fiscal year 26 budget. So you have in one of your sheets here the department expense budget. This was the funding that was requested. Really doesn't have any changes too much. The biggest thing we did have to add, as we're all experiencing, the electric and gas prices have gone up quite a bit, and that's the same with us as well. So we did have an increase in that, or requested increase in that. And then mostly it was the salaries were just contractual as well, but beyond that, everything was pretty much status quo. And then I also like to give to the committee as well a chance for the library at a glance, and this is our sort of fiscal 25, a little bit of information. I won't read the whole thing to you, but some of the highlights. We did circulate a little over 108,000 items last year. And remember, this is fiscal year 24, because we haven't completed fiscal 25 yet. So this goes from July 1st of 2023 to June 30th, 2024. And that included the 2 months that we were closed for the carpets and whatnot that we were expending. So, and that was still an increase of a little over 1% in circulation. So I'm pretty impressed by that. We are a net borrower. Again, being a certified library means that our residents are able to borrow materials from other libraries throughout the Commonwealth. And we borrowed 17,000 items. That includes all the sales libraries, etc. And we lent out to other libraries only 12,000 items. So we're a net borrower of resources. So we certainly do make use of our, excuse me, our reciprocal borrowing. Library attendance in fiscal year 24, we had over 50,000 people come into the building. And again, you got to remember that included 2 months that we were shut down and over at spinning. And we do average on a par of, our busy months are over 5,000 people a month, and our slowest month was really, should have had one more person come in. We were at 3,999 people came through the door in February of that year, or last year. The budget essentially just represents 0.5% of the total of the town's budget for Wareham. And the median price of libraries in our population group, which the state defines as 15,000 to 24,999, the median budget is $872,000. And you can see we rank 56 out of 59 communities that are in that population range. Staffing, again, we rank 56 out of 59 communities. We have 220 hours a week of FTE employees based on a 40-hour work week, and the median staffing for our population group is 425 hours. We have a lot of holdings. Again, I won't get into all that. We have a lot of services. One of the things that I am happy with is, again, we are a certified public library. We meet the requirements. We are open the minimum hours that we're required to be. We don't charge for normal library services. And the budget that has been appropriated, even for FY26, does meet the requirements of what we are supposed to be for that. And then the last thing I'd just like to show is that basically for FY24, the library budget was $401,116. And people of Wareham got $2,177,422.85 worth of services for a return on investment of 543%. Which basically means that for every dollar of the library budget, $5.43 was returned in services. So I think we're a pretty good bargain for the community. And then just to go through, we can certainly come back if anyone has questions, but the last part of the director's report, looking at this year's current stats, We are well ahead of where we were at this time last year, including the fact that we were closed this time for a month for the mold. With circulation and usage, and one of the things that impressed me was our circulation for March. You can see totaled just shy of 11,000 items circulating, which is our highest circulation since July. We've really come back strong, and including over 1,000 e-books, 1,000 e-audio books, and certainly our physical circulation as well was over 7,500 items. Attendance at programs continues to be strong, and we've had a total of just about 35,000 people come through our doors here at the library so far this year, with still 3 months to go. So, as I said earlier, we've been busy. It's definitely been showing and going strong. So.
I had a comment, the members of the Mystery Book Club are really enjoying the virtual programs offered through the library. That,
Good.
yeah, we had the author, it's been 2 authors, and one talked about her books, and the other one was a mystery writer who talked about his favorite library book.
Yeah,
his
Joseph
favorite.
Finder, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm going to talk about that at the Mystery Book Club next
That'll be
week.
a quarterly one. He'll be back, I think, in June doing another recommended mystery thriller list.
Yeah, so we are really enjoying those. Yeah. Any other comments about the director's report?
Is the state aid budget, is that confirmed or is that changeable depending on what's
Oh,
going on?
we already got the checks. They've been deposited at Town Hall.
Oh, okay.
Under old business, we did talk about upcoming events, and these are always opportunities for trustees to get involved and help out. Some of us do, we all do at some level, so. New business, we want to have a discussion of cuts to Institute of Museum and Library Services.
So, as some of you may know, some of you may not know, but there was an executive order that has essentially defunded the Institute of Museum and Library Services, the IMLS. That is the only source of federal funding to public libraries in the U.S. And it's basically signals that the public libraries throughout the U.S. are losing pretty much all sources of federal funding. Now, does it directly affect us currently? No. A lot of state aid is funded through the state. And of course, most of our budget does come through the town itself. In Massachusetts, so states are able, the IMLS funding can be used by the state for whatever. In Massachusetts, it is sort of budgeted or operated through the Board of Library Commissioners. And what you are seeing, the initial cuts are a lot of the staff at the Board of Library Commissioners have some of their staffing is done through the IMLS. So there is potential loss of that. The state, which we did not apply for this time, does offer a number of mini grants. They're usually grants of $2,000 to $5,000, some up to 10. The grants were awarded to 20 different libraries this year. Those have all been canceled as of last week. The other issue that's again beginning the tip of the iceberg as far as the federal funding. Those 20 libraries, because it goes by the federal year, would have received their grants funding beginning in September. They will not be now. One of the areas that we definitely need to be concerned about is, again, in Massachusetts, the Commonwealth Catalog, which is our catalog that we use when you don't when we don't have the item you want in the sales network. We can go outside of the sales network and order materials basically from any library in Massachusetts. The hardware for that, or the system base, is paid through IMLS funding. That is not something that if we had to do it, the individual libraries could afford to pay for. So there is potential of the Commonwealth catalog being in jeopardy. The other thing it goes for is it does pay a lot of the statewide databases. And again, the state as a whole gets a discount on those because it's a group purchase or whatnot. We don't fund it ourselves. Those are databases that include right now on the Heritage Plus is one that's heavily used. There's Transparent Languages that's pretty good use with us. And a lot of the research databases, those are, the funding for those, if this stays in place, could be in jeopardy. And then the biggest thing that we run into is the software, or the hardware, I guess you would say, platform. That's the word I'm looking for. The platform, for those of you that enjoy Libby and all of the ebooks and the audiobooks, the state funding is used to pay for the Libby platform, the Overdrive platform. That again, libraries could not afford. We could not afford to fund really that if we had to go it alone for ourselves. And so you do have potential that there is a threat to the ebooks and e-audiobooks that we have come to enjoy using.
Do we have metrics on how much they're being used through library cards here? That's on.
Yes, you have so far in Overdrive ebooks, 9,727 ebooks have gone out this year, and in audio, 9,010, and in magazines, just under 3,000. It's your main source of
And do you know how many card holders or how many?
Oh, I don't know that. I mean, basically, if they were to kill the funding for, I mean, that is, a lot of your card holders do. That is our only source of ebook. Well, Hoopla, we do have Hoopla, but that's a different thing. It is the state, again, we, even as the sales, we don't pay for the platform necessarily.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking for, how big is that audience, and is that audience aware that this has been impacted by that executive order?
I know Overdrive and Libby have placed, if you go onto the system, they have a message on there. The sales, I haven't been on the sales app, sales has put out a message on theirs as well. The message is getting out slowly with it at the level that it needs to do right now. Again, we're hoping that these are not long-lasting cuts too, but.
I thought Libby's message was pretty clear, and it gave links to like the local representatives and stuff, so who to contact about it. And
Okay.
Yeah, they had just put that out, and I haven't seen it, that's why I can't fully, so I'm glad you saw it. I saw their test message, but.
yeah, I saw they had the message, and it leads to a page, and then it talks about like what you can do for your library, and
Yeah.
Okay, so it talks about supporting the library by taking action. Okay.
Yeah.
and one of the things is just take out more books.
Yeah.
But
But one of the things I do want to stress, our state aid is not, because people are getting confused, our state aid is not affected by that. The library budget, our physical budget, is not affected by it because that's local. I mean, obviously, as I think with anything with the town, if it continues, I mean, it does trickle down.
But it's part of the community of services provided
Correct.
through the library,
Yes.
and people need to be aware of that.
Yep,
That's being
absolutely.
impacted.
Yeah, no, it's a very, I mean, right now, it's only, as Wendy's saying, it's, take a look at I would encourage people to take a look at the message on sales and on Libby and see what the results are there. It's not something that you'll see sort of dire effects immediately type of thing, but it is there and it trickles down. So yeah, in answer to that.
It would be nice to have a metric of how many people are active users.
I don't know if they have that. I mean, I would imagine they would have a
Yeah,
figure
somebody-
statewide. I mean, I could say how many we have, but there's, statewide would be much more of a thing. But I will say that if the worst came and we were to lose Libby, we would be dead in the water for ebooks and e-audio.
Oh, yeah, no, I understand.
That is the platform. So no, it's a good question as
So
far as
it's-
that.
I mean,
I'm not
it's-
sure.
It's kind of invisible because people aren't necessarily
Yeah.
coming in the door
Yeah,
to do that, but there's a large community of users who are getting their reading materials
yeah,
in a way that's
Yeah.
going to go away.
yeah,
So people need to be aware of that.
absolutely. No, it's a good question. Statewide, I wouldn't know that. But that's pretty much, I just wanted that out there. I think it's, as Rich is saying, I think people need to be aware of that.
Definitely.
And do know it is not the town, that's also, because there's been some, when it's been brought up, some people thought
But
it's
it's
the town. I mean,
impacting all towns,
correct,
but it's also impacting this town.
Right.
We need to, if it was, 20% of the readers or 40% of the readers, that's a fairly large
Yeah.
impact.
Yeah.
Did you want to say anything about upcoming library programs?
No, I put that on there for you if, I mean, we do have some pretty good programs. I didn't know if you wanted to discuss as far, but you already did, as far as getting things out there. I think the concert lineup's going to be pretty good this summer. And, I mean, nothing specific with me. I just didn't know if you all wanted to, you kind of covered a lot of it already.
Okay. Well, that brevity is the soul of that discussion then. That's okay. Does anyone have any other business they want to bring up?
I have the message from Libby though, if you want to.
Sure.
The basic one just says, on March 14th, an order was issued to dismantle the Institute of Museum and Library Services, the federal agency which distributes federal funds to libraries, museums, and archives. This ebook and e-audio platform is supported in part by IMLS grants. Select Learn More to see how you can show up for your library. And then it gives a list of federal fund, what's at risk, what libraries do, and a list of related links you can go for more information or what you can do to help.
Yeah.
Good enough to put that in there. Our next meeting date is May 13th. Same time, same place. And if no one has any other discussion, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
6:33.
The meeting is officially adjourned at 6:33. Thank you.